Hey guys, this is Josh again. Just wanted to add a quick thought here tonight. Um, I was in the middle of a conversation today on social media. I keep saying I'm going to get away from it, but I never can. It was talking about $15 an hour wages, and if people are, in the industry, like as regards to the fast food industry. I think it had a picture of McDonald's moving over to like a electronic type machine instead of an actual person waiting on you. It just got me thinking. There was some pretty good dialogue within the comments. The whole thought process was okay. You want $15 an hour? Well, you're going to get replaced by an electronic device that'll take payments in your orders and everything like that. And it really got me to think a little bit about and you may not think it applies here, but one of my favorite shows on television is The Profit by Marcus Lemonis. He's the CEO of, I think it's Camping World. But I love his show. It's a great show. If you're a business person, entrepreneur, you definitely need to check it out. It's worth watching. It's on CNBC. The concept here, he calls it the three P's. People, process, and product. And when I was looking at that picture at McDonald's of a worker being replaced by an electronic device that takes the orders and payments, it just made me think about the people portion of Marcus Lemonis' concept, the three P's: people, process, and product. The thing I started thinking about is technologies. It's bound to take jobs, and it's going to make your business more efficient in some respects. But the more and more I think about these things, these electronic devices that you invest in, sometimes they will help your business, but when it comes down to the nuts and bolts of things, these electronic devices, they don't buy houses, they don't buy cars, they don't go to the grocery store, they don't pay bills, they don't keep an economy running. To me, it's part of Marcus Lemonis' concept that first P is people, and it just seems like in this country we don't value investing in the people portion of the business anymore. Brand loyalty is just goes out the window. We do have a lot of areas of the country where people are loyal to brands like Apple and Samsung, and some people like a certain washing machine or refrigerator, Xbox or PlayStation. But I'm talking about the serious stuff. And it's like you got people working for Toyota driving Fords, and Fords driving Kias, and working for Ford and driving a Kia. I mean, there's really no brand loyalty anymore. And my opinion on that is because companies don't invest in their people anymore. They just look at ways to cut. And to me, that's a big mistake. If it's necessary and you have to do it to save your business, I get it. But to me, when you're investing in your people, I feel that you can build rapport and loyalty, and they become loyal to your product. And I think it's a better work environment, and it becomes a more efficient work environment. It just seems like today it's like if people continue to want higher wages, then they're greedy, and I don't feel that way. It's no different than corporate America manipulating the system in their favor, through these massive free trade agreements that we can't even read. What's the difference between a worker standing up and saying I deserve more, and the difference between that and a corporation going to Washington to lobby for lower taxes so they can improve their margins, or opening these free trade agreements so they can move their factory to, it's like I keep saying, a nation that supports slave labor, and so they can ship the product back and have a higher margin. Those people, corporate America, if they're going to fight for their margin, I think that the working men and women should be able to fight for a little bit extra as well, because those are the people that go to your grocery store, they pay for college, they send their kids to college, they buy homes, they buy cars, they rent, they go to the movies. I can go on and on. So just something to think about for companies out there. Invest in your people. I don't think that that's a bad investment. I believe in the working men and women of this country. So when you're in your boardrooms, start thinking about that. I think you'll see a greater return on your investment when you invest in people and not always machines. Machines aren't always the answer. I believe that at times they are, but not always. Start rethinking the way you process things in your boardroom. You got to keep an open mind. Thanks for listening.